This iconic song is a patron vote winner. I have heard it before, but the theme was nuclear, and I wondered why. I love this intro so much. The percussion is so good.
Here come old flat top, he come grooving up slowly. He got Jude eyeball, he one holy roller. He got hair down to his knee. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please.
There it is again. I think it's actually a vocal sht. I'm not entirely sure on that, but the drums are really interesting because when they went to record this in the studio, they wanted this kind of muted sound, so Ringo Starr put tea towels on the drums to make it that kind of dampened underlayer, and the groove on this, it's so catchy, you can't help but dance. How did this song come about? This is really, really interesting. So in 1969, John Lennon and Yoko Ono were doing non-violent protests for the Vietnam War, and one of these protests was a bed-in protest where they stayed in their bed. There were other people who were well known in popular culture, including psychologist Timothy Leary, who was kind of involved in the LSD movement, and Timothy Leary was running for mayor of California, and he had the slogan, "Come together, join the party." And John Lennon was like, I'll write something for it. So he had this idea in his head, but actually nothing really came of it. Later in the year, John Lennon started working on an album with the Beatles at Abbey Road Studios, and he also really enjoyed this song by Chuck Berry. Now, this is a little bit controversial and really important.
I bought a brand new airmobile, custom made for the flight dizzy with a...
John Lennon used little sections of this song, including some of the lyrics, and kept the same feel, this really fast up-tempo song, and added the "come together." And Paul McCartney was like, it sounds a little bit too much like that Chuck Berry song, so let's slow it down and give it this really kind of swamp rock feel, and this song was born. So this caused some problems. Big Seven Music, who owned all of Chuck Berry's music, sued John Lennon. He ended up having to record 3 of Big Seven's songs so that they could make money out of it for compensation. I have to say that it is really different than that song, and for me, even though there was some pretty solid inspiration from Chuck Berry, I'm really glad that it exists in its current state.
A joker, he just do what he please.
The vocals are so cool there. I don't know what that is. I really want to know. Let me know if you know.
He wear no shoe shine, he got toe jam football, he got monkey finger, he shoot Coca-Cola, he say, I know you, you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free.
This song is all about sliding. As I said, it has a swamp rock sort of feel. So if it was da 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 and you just hit that note dead on, it wouldn't have the right feel. But he's actually going from that note below, and it happens all the way through this song. There's actually loads of things going on. I'm gonna go back and point some of them out.
Toe jam football, he got.
I love that. He got really punching that g sound. Now, g sound is a really interesting sound because it often gets swallowed back in the back of our mouth and we're like, g. But he's making it really percussive. He's bringing his tongue a little further forward, g. And it adds to this really funky percussive feel.
Monkey finger, he shoot
Funky.
Coca-Cola.
Same with the Coca-Cola. C is a consonant that can get lost. Everything is used as a percussive beat. Shoot, finger, Coca-Cola.
He say,
Say, even say.
you know me.
And then a contrast here. I know you. So he's going up and sliding back down and making it really smooth, so you've got a real contrast between this bouncy funky section and then this smooth goopy gooey kind of chewing gum section.
One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together
And then it's really clean here.
now over me.
So there, it's really, really clean. He's actually hitting all those notes pretty dead on because it's coming together. You've got that beautiful harmony. Come together in harmony right now. With the run, makes it feel so solid and important. Over me, alone. It brings you back in as a listener. It makes it feel really intimate.
Those shoes shine, he got toe jam football, he got monkey finger, he shoot Coca-Cola, he said, I know you, you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together
It's so emotive. There's all these little nuances.
over me. He back production, he got walrus gumboot, he got oh no sideboard, he want spinal cracker, he got feet down below his knee.
Similar vibes in how he's constructing the phrasing here.
Feel his disease.
Feel his disease. He's landing on the note below on that side. Disease. He's not ending it there. There's hardly any vibrato as well. And then my favourite, by now, over. And he's using a glottal on over this time. That gives it that extra punch. A glottal sounds like this. You can feel the air build up behind your vocal cords and it pops open, and that gives your vowels often a little bit of punch. You don't want to overdo these because they're quite harsh on the vocal cords, but if you use them as effect and sprinkle them in as a little fairy dust, it's really, really effective.
Bob J, you can feel his disease. Come together right now over me.
So catchy as well. So simple and catchy.
Right.
Woo! Hey, hey. I know that they were some of the early pioneers in multitracking. You can hear it. This is an example of that, where they're layering vocals and layering sounds on top of each other. But it is a real feast for the ears. It is so satisfying how they are combining all these rhythms and layering them on top of each other. And we're quite used to a kind of wall of sound that came about actually around this sort of time, where there's a lot going on and it can become quite muddy. This has a lot going on, but it's so rhythmic and so precise that it just gives me like tingles in my spine. It's so satisfying. I love it. And one of the things I also love is if this song came out now, it would still be a massive hit. It feels so timeless. And the meaning behind it is timeless as well. It's so psychedelic. This.
He got early warning. He got muddy water. He want mojo filter. He said 1 and 1 and 1 is 3. Got to be good looking 'cause he's so hard to see. Come together right now over me.
Woo, I love that. The zero sound in there as well. You know, I've heard this song in the background, but I've never listened to it fully with headphones. Go and do that. Really just... Why is this song nuclear? This song became a song of unity in a variety of different places, and it did become associated with the Cold War and a call for peace, but it wasn't specifically written for that.
'Cause he's so hard to see. Come together
simple, but so catchy as well. Thank you, Paul McCartney.
Come together, yeah. Come together,
So simple.
come together.
He isn't doing anything fancy with his voice here, John Lennon. Come together. Hey! Oh, he's just making little emotional noises. It's hard to put your finger on exactly what they're doing right, but everything I think is so conscious. Everything feels like it's meant to be there. And this song has become such a cultural movement that I even managed to find a version that was made in 2022 of 1,000 musicians singing it. So it's still so relevant.
Come together, yeah. Come together, yeah. Come together,
There's a classic moment of Imperfection that just really makes sense. Yeah! He's pushing loads of breath through. His vocal cords are really thin and it sounds kind of broken and ugh. And it's perfect. It isn't perfect singing, but it's amazing.
come together,
That. And it wobbles and pitch. Amazing. An amazing showcase of how you can layer up so many simple elements to make something iconic. Before you go, I have just released my very own album Fable. There are a few songs available here on YouTube and on Spotify, but you can get the whole album on my website bethroars.com, and I've got a few of them in the link below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Bye.